Hello everyone, my name is Lauren Juarez and welcome back to my channel. If you were new here, I was married at 18 years old and divorced at age 21 in May of 2022. It has been a year since I've been officially divorced, and I just feel like this conversation is one that I've been wanting to have for a while, actually, and feel kind of nervous to talk about it. First things first though, if you haven't already grabbed yourself a cozy cup of your favorite kind of drink, whether it be coffee or tea, please do so now. So let's just start with, when did I start dating after divorce? Definitely did not do this right. And I know that there's no wrong or right way to do this. I get it. And I've talked about this before on my channel that like almost immediately after he moved out, I started like on dating apps and stuff because I literally felt like, because I was cheated on. So I felt like, well, like now that I have like nothing, like now that I have free reign, like I need to seek validation from men. I need to like all this stuff. I was in a terrible place, and I have processes in therapy and why I did it. And I know that there isn't shame for that. I know that, but I still don't feel good about it. Had like some situationships, didn't know how to navigate them at all. Took a very long break after that because I just was like, I can't do this. Like I just was like, this is not it. And I have a lot of work on myself that I need to do, and I don't want to keep hurting people. So from July 2022 to June of 2023, I was like fully intentionally single. Summer came around and I just kind of felt like, okay, it's been a year. Maybe I'm ready to toy with the idea of putting myself out there again in a healthy way. So I did. I tried it. I've had some interesting experiences. So I've kind of like written down some notes to talk about this. And this is just my experience, so take all of what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But what are the cons of dating post-divorce so far that I've seen? And what are the pros of dating? And what are the biggest lessons that I've learned? What have been the cons of dating post-divorce? Number one, it has been easy to fall back into some of the same patterns that I had in my marriage or in my unhealthy relationship. If you're in an unhealthy place and you're not really truly ready to date after divorce, yeah, it's definitely going to be really easy to fall back into those same patterns because you don't have the tools and the skill set to like deal with that and make a different decision this time around. Even if you are in like a healthy position, it can still be really easy to fall back into those same patterns and the unhealthy like decisions that you've made before. So I think there needs to be grace with all of it. I've definitely noticed that like I have seen some of the same patterns and cycles come up in these dating relationships, and I have had to consciously, well, one, talk to my family and friends about it, talk to my therapist about it, and then two, like consciously like, okay, I'm going to make a different decision because this is like where I've ended up in a bad place the last time, Second thing is, it will really reveal how you really are. Like how you really are doing in your healing journey after getting divorced. So I have definitely noticed like when I first put myself out there, when I wasn't ready, I was like, oh wow, I'm really like not like, no. And then when I put myself out there again, it was a year later, and I realized that I was still heavily struggling with a lot of like the residual effects from divorce that I hadn't really recovered from yet. So I kind of took myself back off the market for like a month to like kind of figure that out. And then putting myself back out there again, I have noticed that like I am in a better position. Wow, like I have some hard days for sure, for certain, but I am definitely thinking a lot clearer than I used to be, and I think I'm ready to like handle something like that. So I guess that's kind of like what I've noticed is it just really does show you. It will show you truly where you're like how you're doing on this like healing journey. Number 3, it's triggering. It is so freaking triggering. Like that you are deliberately putting yourself in a position to be re-triggered. Like, just going sometimes on a date is triggering. If you are trying to decide if you're ready to like start dating after divorce, just ask yourself that question. Am I ready? Do I have the support system that I need to be re-triggered? And like, do I have tools to deal with that and cope with that? Because yeah, you're gonna want to go on dates again. You're gonna want to start dating again. And you're gonna have to get through that little like, ooh, this is triggering part. And once you get to the other side of that, if you can have some healthy coping skills, you'll be on the other side of that and it won't be as hard anymore. But you have to get through that little bump. And it's really difficult to get through that little thick of it. And you're gonna have like triggers that come up in the relationship if you like decide to pursue somebody or just like continue to date them, continue to see them. There's probably gonna be something that they do that's triggering. So just, I think I've definitely noticed that, and I will sometimes bring it up to the other person, or I will just talk to like my therapist about it and be like, hey, like, this was triggering, what do you think? You know, whatever, or talk to my family and friends about it. So I'll use my support system, I'll use journaling. So I will rely on my healthy coping skills to deal with those triggers as they come up. Number 4, it is hard to let somebody in after you have been hurt. In some ways, I've been good about letting people in and trusting people even after everything's happened, but in other ways it's been really difficult to let them in. Number 5 kind of goes with number 4, but it can be difficult to just trust somebody again. You know, you do have to somewhat relinquish trust to this other person, and that can be really hard, especially if you were in a marriage where your trust was severely broken, or like mine, over and over and over was broken. And you know, that's the trauma. That's the trauma. It's scary to give that trust over to somebody again. And number 6, it's humbling because you're like, oh, I really don't know what I'm doing and I need to ask for help. And that's perfectly okay. Totally perfectly okay. It's just like, I've honestly just gone through this experience being like, wow, I truly don't know what I'm doing with dating. And I, like, not that I don't know anything, but like, I've had to learn so much about how dating works, what healthy dating looks like, what a healthy dating relationship looks like, what's too soon. I've just asked so many girls like in my church community who are dating, or like, yeah, like gone to coffee shops and basically like solely asked for advice from people. Okay, enough about the cons. Let's move to the pros. What are the pros of dating? Number 1 is it's proved to me that I can and I will find somebody that I'm happy with and that I can be in a healthy relationship. Like, I've seen and been on dates with some great guys who seem interested in me and have had some connections here and there, whatever. And so it's proved to me that like, I'm clearly not going to die alone. I don't need to worry about that. You're not going to die alone. You are a catch. Number 2, it's given me some butterflies that I haven't had in a while. That's really fun. And definitely feels like a little reward and a little rainbow after all of not feeling that for a very long time. Number 3, it's made me learn that validation still has to come from me and from God, but like not from men. And that it has to still be an intrinsic thing that I work on. Had I not had these experiences, I wouldn't be learning that. And I think that's a really cool part of dating. Be like, oh, I still need to make sure that this validation is not coming from men, but is coming from me, because like I can't rely on, you know, these relationships and experiences I'm having to like continue to give me like validation. Like, no, I need to walk around with confidence and purpose and be like, no, this validation comes from like my truth, that is, I believe in God and I believe that He has validated me and that I am a worthy daughter of Christ, in Christ. I don't need like men to tell me what I'm worth. 4, it's proven to me that just because one guy has hurt me does not mean that all men are like that, and that all men will hurt me, or that all men have ill intent, which I don't really know if I can say that my ex-husband had ill intent. That's been something I've thought of, like, they cannot be trusted, not even a little bit. And it's like, no, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's like from God either. Like, I don't think that's something that is because that promotes fear and bitterness, and those things are not of God at all. So, you know, just because the one guy hurt you does not mean that every guy out there is going to do that. There's lots of guys that will take careful time to make sure that they don't do that, even if the relationship doesn't work out. There's some great guys out there. I know that if you're still like just starting this process, or you're just like thinking of it and you're feeling like that, like maybe like they're all like that. I think that with careful selection, with prayer and like guidance from your family and friends, you'll find that there are some great guys out there. And number 5, it's shown me that I still have work to do on myself. We always do. All of us have work that we could be doing on ourselves, and it's just shown me specifically what I still need to work on myself. It's not to be shameful of ourselves. It's just to be like, okay, you know, dating has highlighted this thing that's like, I need to work on it, and now I know, like, at least I have a direction to go in, which is, I think that's healthy. Moving into the third section of this video, which are the biggest things that I've learned from dating. Number 1 is I am capable of trusting a significant other again. I thought for sure I will never be able to trust a significant other ever again. That has been proven false. I will, and I can and will trust a significant other again. And I think, you know, we talked a little bit in this video about trust, and so I think it's been cool that I've learned that I've learned that I can trust somebody again. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this like in my like full divorce story video, but after like I learned that I had been lied to so much in my marriage, I literally didn't even trust my family. Like I was like, everybody in the world is lying to me, and that is a really scary feeling to have. So of course I thought I would never be able to trust a significant other again. It literally, like, you only know what has been proven to you over and over and over again. And so I think it's taken me about a year to unlearn that. And I think there's still unlearning that needs to be done there. But eventually I'll fully be able to trust somebody, and that will just come when it comes. Those happen when it happens. Number 2 is I don't need to worry that I will never find somebody. Like I said before, there's just this no lack mentality, which has been very helpful and very empowering when dating. That mentality says, if this doesn't work out and if this doesn't feel right, on to the next. There will be somebody else. It doesn't mean I need to go looking for them right now. There's no lack. There's no rush. Everything will happen in the time that it's supposed to happen in, and I will find somebody eventually. Number 3 is I've stepped into a confidence about myself in a lot of different areas too. So I think with every experience I've had, it's just helping me to realize more and more who I am, what's important to me, who I still want to become in my life, and just like everything from like setting boundaries, understanding what even are my boundaries, just all of that cultivates like this, and I don't mean confidence like, ooh, like look at me kind of confidence, but confidence just in the person that I am, and just owning who I am, but just being a little bit more unapologetic about who I am. And number 4 is that God can always get me back on track when I feel off track, when I feel like, oh, that's not me, that's not myself, whatever. I feel like I can always come back to the Lord and be like, hey, I need help. I gotta lay this down. Every single time He has helped me, every single time. Something that's been very helpful with that has definitely been journaling how I feel, journaling what experiences I'm going through. Definitely journaling about all of this has been so helpful from the start. It's kind of cool to like look back on some of the patterns, some of the thoughts that I've had too. And that brings me to the sponsor of this video, which is me. I've created journals for you guys for purchase. I have been working with Brand Origin for a while on journals, and here it is. There, it comes in 3 different colors: butterfly on the inside, and a little like these are pressed flowers, and then a little note from me, as well as a "This Journal Belongs To" section. So it's on dotted paper, so you guys can do like kind of more art therapy, you can do scrapbooking, you can do journaling, but so grateful. So I hope that you will pick one of these up. They're $15. I tried to make them as affordable as possible, and yeah, I don't really know how long this is going to be. I feel like I talked forever, but I really did want to share all of the thoughts with you, share all of the thoughts and feelings. I am currently seeing somebody right now, so hopefully this continues to go well. But again, like, even if it doesn't, I know that, like, I know who I am, I know where my confidence comes from, I know that I'll be okay even if it doesn't work out. If you are thinking of dating, if you started dating after divorce, I would really love to know like how this has been for you too. I don't really have very many people in my life that I am able to talk about this with, so I would really love to chat with you in the comment section, and we can just open it up for an open dialogue. It's been wild, and I have not known how to talk about it, but I felt like this was like maybe the best way to go about it. Anyway, I hope that you guys liked this video. I hope that this chat was comforting, helpful, cozy, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you so much. Bye.